Christina Aguilera. After gaining recognition for her solo musical debut with Reflection, the theme song for the Disney animated film Mulan, 1998, Aguilera signed a multi-album contract with RCA Records in 1998. Her self-titled debut arrived on August 24, 1999, introducing the world to a 17-year-old with a 4-octave vocal range that would redefine pop music. She released her self-titled debut album in 1999, which debuted at #1 on the US Billboard 200, gaining the singles Genie in a Bottle, What a Girl Wants, and Come On Over Baby, All I Want Is You, which all topped the US Billboard Hot 100. Working primarily with producer Ron Fair and Swedish hitmakers, the album blended teen pop with R&B influences, showcasing Aguilera's vocal acrobatics on power ballads like I Turn to You and Reflection. The album sold over 17 million copies worldwide, was certified 8 times platinum in the United States, and earned Aguilera the Grammy Award for Best New Artist in 2000. While critics initially dismissed it as manufactured teen pop, the album has been retrospectively praised for Aguilera's vocal maturity and the quality of its production. Mi reflejois. The second studio album and first Spanish-language album by American singer Christina Aguilera. It was released on September 12, 2000, as a joint effort between RCA Records and BMG Latin. This groundbreaking project saw Aguilera embrace her Ecuadorian heritage despite not speaking fluent Spanish. According to her manager Steve Kurtz, Aguilera expressed interest in recording a Spanish-language album even before she recorded her first album. Producer Rudy Perez helped Aguilera learn the songs phonetically, creating Spanish versions of 5 tracks from her debut, alongside 6 new compositions and covers. In the United States, Mi Reflejo peaked at #1 on the Billboard Top Latin Albums and Latin Pop Albums charts, where it spent 19 weeks at the top of both charts, becoming one of the longest albums to chart at #1. The album was certified 6 times platinum Latin Field by the RIAA. UR won the Latin Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Album and established Aguilera as a legitimate bilingual artist. My Kind of Christmas. My Kind of Christmas is the 3rd studio album and first Christmas album by American singer Christina Aguilera. It was released on October 24, 2000 by RCA Records. Remarkably, this was Aguilera's 3rd album release in just over a year. The album was recorded from late 1999 to mid-2000, while Aguilera was touring to promote her self-titled debut album and its follow-up Spanish-language album, Mi Reflejo. The album featured cover versions of Christmas standards like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, alongside original tracks like Christmas Time, all infused with R&B and soul elements. The album peaked at #28 on the Billboard 200, topped the Holiday Albums chart, and was certified platinum by the RIAA. While critics gave mixed reviews at the time, calling Aguilera's vocal delivery overpowering, the album has gained appreciation over time and was reissued for its 25th anniversary in 2025 with a concert film. Stripped, Christina Aguilera's 4th studio album, Stripped, released in 2002, marks a pivotal moment in her career. Departing from her earlier teen pop image, Aguilera takes full creative control, introducing her alter ego Xtina and delving into themes of self-respect, sexuality, and feminism. Aguilera released her 4th studio album, Stripped, 2002, which debuted at #2 on the US Billboard 200 and spawned the single Beautiful, which peaked at #2 on the Hot 100 and #1 in the UK. The album's controversial lead single Dirty, featuring Redman, announced Aguilera's transformation with its explicit lyrics and provocative music video. The album blended pop, R&B, rock, hip-hop, and soul across 20 tracks. Featuring deeply personal songs about domestic violence, I'm Okay, self-acceptance, Beautiful, and female empowerment, Fighter. Stripped sold over 12 million copies worldwide, became one of the best-selling albums of the 21st century, and is considered Aguilera's magnum opus, a defining moment that influenced countless artists including Lady Gaga, Ariana Grande, and Demi Lovato. Back to Basics, Christina Aguilera's 5th studio album, Back to Basics, released on August 9, 2006, showcases a mesmerizing fusion of vintage jazz and soul influences with contemporary flair. After becoming a mother, Aguilera drew inspiration from 1920s to 1940s jazz, blues, and big band music. She followed this up with her dual-disc fifth studio album, Back to Basics, 2006, which found commercial success and debuted atop the Billboard 200. The album featured Linda Perry-produced tracks like Candyman and DJ Premier's Back in the Day, showcasing Aguilera's versatility. The lead single, Ain't No Other Man, became a top 10 hit and earned Aguilera a Grammy Award for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance. The album sold over 5 million copies worldwide, went triple platinum in the United States, and proved Aguilera could successfully execute conceptual ambition while maintaining commercial appeal. Bionic, Christina Aguilera's sixth studio album, Bionic, unleashed on June 4, 2010 via RCA Records, epitomizes her penchant for electronic sounds. A fusion of electropop, demo future pop, and R&B. It's a sonic journey split between pulsating electronic beats and soulful ballads. The album featured collaborations with producers like Tricky Stewart, Polo da Don, Le Tigre, and Ladytron, alongside songwriting contributions from Sia, M.I.A., and Peaches. Lead single Not Myself Tonight topped the Dance Club Songs chart, while You Lost Me showcased Aguilera's vulnerable side. Despite debuting at number 3 on the Billboard 200 and topping the UK Albums chart, Bionic was considered a commercial disappointment with only 500,000 album equivalents sold by 2018. However, the album has been critically re-evaluated as an ahead-of-its-time project that influenced the EDM pop explosion of the 2010s. Lotus, Christina Aguilera's seventh studio album, Lotus, emerged as a testament to her resilience and artistic evolution. Released in 2012 amidst personal upheavals, including her divorce from Jordan Bratman. The album reflects Aguilera's journey of self-discovery and empowerment. The album blended pop, dance pop, and rock, featuring collaborations with Blake Shelton on the country-tinged Just a Fool, and producers like Alex da Kid and Chris Braid. Lead single Your Body and empowerment anthem Let There Be Love showcased Aguilera's continued vocal prowess. Lotus debuted at number 7 on the Billboard 200, her lowest chart position for a studio album at the time, and sold only 750,000 copies worldwide. The album suffered from Aguilera's commitments to the voice and limited promotion, but contained strong material that deserved better commercial reception. Liberation Liberation is the 8th studio album by American singer-songwriter Christina Aguilera. The album was released on June 15, 2018 through RCA Records. It is Aguilera's first studio album in 6 years, following her 7th studio album Lotus, 2012. The singer started recording the album in late 2014, and throughout 2015 and 2017, Aguilera collaborated with a handful of producers and songwriters to reach her desired sound. Pharrell Williams and Linda Perry were in the studio in early stages and ended up not being on the album, while new collaborators such as Anderson .Paak, Kanye West, Che Pope, Mike Dean, and Taylor Parks were confirmed to be on the album. The album featured collaborations with Demi Lovato on the feminist anthem Fall in Line, which earned a Grammy nomination, and Ty Dolla $ign and 2 Chainz on Accelerate. The project incorporated hip-hop, R&B, soul, and experimental elements, marking Aguilera's artistic rebirth. Liberation received positive reviews with a Metacritic score of 71 and debuted at number 6 on the Billboard 200. More Aguilera is the 9th studio album by American singer-songwriter Christina Aguilera. It was released through Sony Music Latin on May 31, 2022, as the follow-up to her first Spanish-language album, Mi Reflejo, 2000, and her previous release, Liberation, 2018. Titled after her Spanish surname, Aguilera created the album as a means to pay tribute to and connect herself and her children to their Latin American heritage. Aguilera is a trilogy album, consisting of 3 separately released parts, La Fuerza, La Tormenta, and La Luz. Each part explored different themes. La Fuerza, the strength, focused on empowerment. La Tormenta, the storm, addressed vulnerability and heartbreak. And La Luz, the light, dealt with healing and forgiveness. The album incorporated cumbia, tango, ranchera, reggaeton, and pasillo, featuring collaborations with Becky G, Nicki Nicole, Nathi Peluso, Ozuna, Tini, and Christian Nodal. Singles including Pa Mis Muchachas, Santo, and the deeply personal No Es Que Te Extrañé. The album earned Latin Grammy nominations and re-established Aguilera as a powerful voice in Latin music. Keeps Getting Better. Aguilera released her first greatest hits album, Keeps Getting Better, a decade of hits, 2008, alongside the single Keeps Getting Better, which debuted at number 7 on the Hot Simps, marking her highest debut on the chart. The compilation featured hits from her first decade, alongside newly recorded electropop versions of Genie in a Bottle, titled Genie 2.0, and Beautiful, titled You Are What You Are, which hinted at her electronic direction for Bionic. The album sold over 500,000 copies in the United States and served as a bridge between her classic era and experimental future. Burlesque released on November 19, 2010. This soundtrack accompanied Aguilera's film debut alongside Cher. The album featured 8 songs performed by Aguilera, including Express, Show Me How You Burlesque, and Bound to You, alongside 4 songs by Cher. The soundtrack debuted at number 18 on the Billboard 200, was certified gold in the United States, and showcased Aguilera's theatrical vocal abilities. Bound to You was nominated for Best Original Song at the Golden Globe Awards. Christmas in Paris. For the 25th anniversary of My Kind of Christmas, Aguilera released a concert film and live album titled Christmas in Paris, featuring performances filmed at the Crazy Horse in Paris. The project celebrated her enduring Christmas catalog with new arrangements and intimate performances.